Hey guys, I am Jeff the Homestead Dad and welcome to the Homestead. Wanted to give you guys a couple updates. I don't have a garden planted yet, but I have a whole bunch of stuff planted here. I bought some tomatoes from a woman who had started some tomatoes and I upsized their pots. We've got some elderberry here. These are all raspberries. I'm gonna show you where those are gonna go very soon. Grapevines, peach tree. Honestly, I forget what those two are right there. But what I've just been walking through is pretty sweet. You see that? It's a solar panel mount that I can move those solar panels right there onto. My daughter Grace built that today. I've had it since last fall. Haven't had time to get around to it. I asked her to get it done and she got it done. It's awesome. One of the other things I wanted to show you, this used to be a mound garden. I don't know. I think the previous owner just put down some weed barrier and then piled dirt on it and then planted stuff. But it was right in the middle of the backyard, which made it kind of segmented the backyard. Like you had a little bit here and a little bit over here. I'm going to seed this and we'll have a nice usable backyard. So that's that. I don't know if I told you guys, I'm gonna cut this tree down because it's growing into this white pine and it looked really terrible. So I started by cutting off the limbs, but then I just pulled the limbs to a pile right here where you can see this area here. That I used the forks on the tractor and moved over to that big burn pile right over there. That's right there is the dirt from that little garden thing here. This is not a garden. I was just, when we took the tractor through here, when it was wet, it made ruts. So I'm trying to smooth it back out. I did want to show you our patio over here I didn't take a before picture, but it was totally gummed up with weeds and stuff like that. So I got this all cleaned up. And then I had hurt my back several weeks back and we needed to get raspberries planted and strawberries planted and trees planted. And I left it up to three of my middle kids, Grace, Jonah, and Lucy, and I really appreciated their help. I probably didn't give them as much instruction as I should have, which is my fault. So the strawberries that we planted, also the strawberries that I bought were from Sam's Club, and they may not have been the greatest. So this is where they had planted the strawberries. None of the strawberries took. So I plowed this back up. We're gonna make this patch right here. I don't know if you can tell. Right here, there are some raspberries when they had planted. There are some raspberries here that have grown. So I didn't plow this under. Like there's a raspberry there, and there's a couple along this line. So we're gonna keep this. We're gonna make this into our raspberry patch. This over here, I just rototilled. This is going to be the strawberry patch. I ordered a lot of strawberries from Stark Brothers. It may be like 150, I'm not sure, but it was a bunch. I like strawberries. So we're gonna make this into our strawberry patch. If we have extra room, maybe we'll plant those asparagus that are in those pots right there along one side. And then this is going to be the rest of the garden, and probably maybe a spot of it, like one side of it, we'll put those grapevines. But the tomatoes, and I need to get cucumbers and stuff like that, need to go in here. So that brings us to the expansion of the orchard, which is right in this area here. Now I haven't protected it yet with electric wire from the deer. But like I said, the kids planted them. They did the best they could. And I'm hoping that most of them live. This tree still has a chance. Pretty sure these two right here are dead. And it's not any, we ordered them from a nursery, a commercial nursery in, I think it was Ohio. This one's looking good. This one has leaves on it. I think also we had gotten a little bit of a dry spell, so I'm gonna come out here and make sure that I water these. So this one's got green on it. This one is looking troubled, but it's got a little bit of green on it. Same thing with this one. I think we can save it. Same thing here. So I think most of these we can save. I don't know if you remember when we did the orchard last year. This I got all cleaned out today. I mowed it several times so we can get in here. I'm probably gonna get poison ivy walking around in here, but such is life. So the trees that are still in here are the trees that lived. I lost several. I think part of it was mice and rabbits chewing on the bottom. I need to put the root or the trunk protectors on them. I will do that this year, and then either this fall or next spring I will order enough trees to fill in here and to fill in where the dead ones are here. And this is probably as big as we're going to let the orchard get, which is plenty big. It's really big. Before it rained and before it rains and it's about to rain, I'd cut the yard, I'd cut this down, and then there's a spot down the hill over there where it gets really wet. I wanted to cut that because it had not been cut all year long. I'm sure I'm gonna get poison ivy, which is not, you know what? No big deal. I'm gonna grab a washcloth and some dish soap, scrape it off, or scrub it off, and I'll be good. This spot right here actually holds water, so I just cut that. And then there's a spot up front, in front of where we had put the goats, and that gets wet, so I cut that. But that's it. I think, oh, one more thing I can show you as I walk back towards the house. Jonah here and I had planted the blueberry bushes. I bought 6 blueberry bushes last year, kept them in pots because I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted to put them. Wanted to get them put in the ground yet this year, and he and I got them planted. Also, do you remember how many spruce trees we got?
41.
Okay, it was 41. So these are the ones that are gonna go up front. They're all doing well. You can see the growth cones on them. These few up here are a little bit brown, but they're still growing. I'll show you those in just one second. Here's the blueberries. Blueberries are doing good. Right in here, right along our patio. And then we planted 5 trees. This one looks great. You can see this one looks good. That one looks good. These other 2 need to make sure we get some water to them because they're kind of looking a little bit peaked. That one and that one there. But other than that, things are good. All the ones in the front are doing great. Keeping mowed around them. I'm also going to cut down this tree and this tree because they just look awful. That's why I planted the Norway spruce to kind of fill in for them. And then hopefully I can get a permit from the township and we can get where that bus is over there. We can get a pole barn put up and the homestead will be right on track. So let me know what you guys are doing. Oh, one last thing. I was going to ask for some suggestions about fencing in the whole garden area and an orchard. My thought is I'm going to sink some 9-foot wooden posts along this line right here, along the other side, and then here. And I'm going to fence in the entire garden area and orchard. And then I'll probably put like a 3-foot chicken wire or garden fence with really small holes on the bottom to keep rabbits and stuff out. And then on the top, I'll put electric line to keep the deer out. So if I put the 9-foot posts like 2.5 feet, 2.5 feet in the ground, like 30 inches in the ground, that'll give me 6.5 feet above ground. And I think that should deter the deer enough. And if I put the chicken wire or similar on the bottom, that'll keep the rabbits out. Won't keep the mice out, but it'll keep the rabbits out. So if you have any better suggestions, let me know. And let me know soon because I think that's what I'm going to go with. But that's what's going on in the homestead. I've been outside all day working. Still didn't get nearly everything that I wanted to get done. There's a few branches over here that I want to use the tractor to put over in that big burn pile there, which should be fun when we burn it. I need to get a chicken coop built sooner rather than later. Lots of stuff to do, but that's good. It'll keep me busy until I die. So thanks for watching. God bless you and your family. And as we say,
see you in the next video.
See you guys.